Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel Code with B. In the previous video, we have learned how to access GraphQL APIs in the React application. In this video, we will see how to access secured APIs of the GraphQL server. And also we will see how to handle GraphQL errors using the Apollo client. If you haven't checked out the previous video, please do check out now. I have added a link of the previous video in the description box. And also, if you want to go along with the examples in this video, I have also added a link of Node.js server. You can check out the Git repo and run the Node.js server so that you can run all the examples in this video. Okay, let's get started.
If you look at the UI, there is only one search box being displayed, but nothing else. However, if you look at the console, so there is one error and also one API is failing. API is failing because of the 400 PET requests. If we look at the errors of the API, there is the message context creation failed, invalid user, and the code is unauthenticated. So this time the API has a secured access, so we need to provide the authentication information. And also if you look at the GraphQL errors, so we have a couple of errors. GraphQL errors, which is an empty list, and then the network error where we have the result that contains the list of errors. When Apollo server receives the response from the server, if API has been failed, so it adds the error to the network errors. If GraphQL server throws some errors from the APIs from the resolver, so those will be added to the GraphQL errors. Now we will handle the error scenario and we will display the error in the UI. Let's start with the product dashboard page. So whenever we will receive the error, we have to display the message in the product dashboard. For this, we will create the error component. We will use this state error message. To start with, we will just make it an empty object and we will set the value here in the component. If we just look at the errors, so we have got the network error.result and there is a list of errors. It has message and then the code. So we'll simply use this object and we will pass on to the error component. And in the error component, we can just simply print the error message. To use this component in our product dashboard, first of all, we will set this state. If we have received the error, then we need to set the error message. We will use the same state error message. We will also use set error message, and whenever we will receive the error, we will set the error message. So here we will get the error from the network error and then the result dot errors, and we will use the first element of the errors. Also add the empty object whenever we have successful result. And similarly, we will set the product to empty list whenever there is an error. Based on the state of the error message, we will show the error component. If the error message is defined and also we have message in the error message object, then we will show the error component and we need to pass on the error message, so we will use the prop. Using this prop, we will set the initial state of error message, so we need the error object here, so props dot error, and same prop we will pass from the error component and we will set the error message to this prop. And if we don't have any error, then we will simply return null. If you look at the UI, so we have got the invalid user. So this API is a secured API. That means we need to pass some other information to actually get the response. If you look at the playground, if we pass the correct user in the header, then we get the result. So we need to add the authorization header in the request that we are sending. For doing this, whenever we are calling an API along with the rest of the information, we can set the context, and within the context we will set the header. The header is authorization, as we have seen in the playground, and we will set the user 1. If we go back to the browser, we can see we have product list, and if we change the user to invalid one, again we will see the error. Similarly, we can see a product search API that is again failing, but we don't have error in the UI, so we can set the error component in the search bar as well. It has also the same error, invalid user. We need to set the header in the get product method as well. So we will add the same header. And if you now search the product, then we get the product. Similarly, we can do this thing for the create product method. In all of these examples, the header is same for all the requests that we are sending to the GraphQL server. So it would be nice to have the handling of all these header in a common place. For handling such things, Apollo links comes to the picture. Apollo links are the chainable units that you can chain together to do any change in the request or to do any operation after you receive the response, such as retry, polling, and similarly you can add headers. For our example, we will add the header in the request before the processing. We will define the auth link, which is a Apollo link. Apollo links takes two parameters, operation and the forward. Operation has all the information related to the request. It has query, variable, and rest of the information. So you can add headers over here. After execution of this link, it will be forwarded to the next link in the chain. We will concatenate the auth link with HTTP link. So HTTP link will be the next link in the chain. Within the auth link, we can set the headers. We will use the set context method of the operation and we will set the headers here. We can remove the header from all of the other areas where we added earlier. If we go back to the UI now, we can see a list of products. Similarly, we can search for an individual product. If we change the user which does not have access to get the product, so it fails. And here if you see UI is breaking. If you have noticed the response of the GraphQL API, it is returning the 200 status, but still the payload has a list of errors. And if you look at the console errors, we have got the error in the GraphQL errors instead of the network errors. So whenever we get the response, Apollo clients take care of the errors. If Apollo client find out some error scenario, it adds the error in different objects. If API is failing because of the status other than 200, the error goes to the network error. Otherwise, it goes to the GraphQL errors. We need to handle the scenario when we get the GraphQL errors. So if we have got GraphQL errors, then we will display the error from the GraphQL errors, and the very first element of the list would be our error. Otherwise, we will add the error from the network error. If we go back to the UI, here we have got the not authorized error, and changing to the valid user, we will get the product. Similarly, we can create the product. If the user is invalid, then we have got the error. With a valid user, we can create the product and that will be added to our existing list of products.
This is it about handling of authentication and the authorization of the GraphQL APIs in the React application. In the next video, we will come up with some other scenarios. Till then, happy coding.